a missile just landed near Israel's main international airport. Not in a war zone, not on a battlefield. Near the crowded terminal of Ben Gurion Airport, Tel Aviv's busiest air hub, on a Sunday morning. And the group behind it? Yemen's Houthi rebels who say Israel's airports are now no longer safe for air travel. So what just happened? And how did a missile from Yemen travel over 1,000 miles undetected and slam down right outside one of the most secure airports in the world? Here's what we know. It was just before midday when sirens started blaring across central Israel. People inside Ben Gurion Airport scrambled for cover. Outside, drivers along the airport road pulled over as a missile shrieked in from the sky. Seconds later, a loud blast and a thick black plume rising into the air, just outside Terminal 3's parking lot. According to Israeli police commander Yair Hetzroni, the missile gouged out a crater tens of meters wide and deep. But remarkably, it didn't kill anyone. 8 people were treated for injuries, some from the blast, others while running to shelters. The Houthis quickly claimed responsibility. Speaking on Al Masira TV, their military spokesperson Yahya Sari warned that Israel's airport is no longer safe. This was not a random strike, he insisted. It was a direct act of solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. That might sound like posturing, but it marks an escalation. The Houthis, an Iran-backed rebel group based in Yemen, have fired dozens of missiles toward Israel since the war in Gaza reignited last year. Most have been intercepted. One even hit Tel Aviv in 2024. But this is the closest yet to Israel's vital infrastructure, and the most symbolically audacious strike so far. So how did it get through? That's the big question. Israel's air defense system, especially the Iron Dome, is among the most advanced in the world. It's designed to detect, track, and shoot down short and medium-range threats. And it's been largely successful, but this time something slipped through. The Israeli military has launched an internal investigation. For now, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has summoned his defense team. Retaliation seems almost guaranteed. Defense Minister Israel Katz made it crystal clear. Whoever harms us will be harmed sevenfold. Meanwhile, Ben Gurion Airport is trying to project normalcy. Takeoffs and landings resumed within hours. But dozens of flights were delayed or canceled, including routes to New York, Germany, and India. Airline operators scrambled to assess the safety of their routes. Some clearly weren't reassured. And here's the bigger picture. This strike is just one piece of a much broader, volatile chessboard in the region. The Houthi movement, officially known as Ansar Allah, has been locked in conflict for over a decade. Backed by Iran, they control large parts of northern Yemen. But starting in late 2023, they began targeting not only Israel, but also commercial shipping routes in the Red Sea, especially vessels with links to the West. That forced a major military response. The U.S., under President Donald Trump, launched a large-scale bombing campaign in early 2025 aimed at degrading Houthi capabilities. The U.K. joined in. Hundreds were reportedly killed in those strikes. But the Houthis didn't back down. In fact, Sunday's missile launch might be part of their response to that pressure. According to analysts cited by the Washington Institute, the group sees itself as part of a regional resistance axis, alongside Hezbollah in Lebanon and Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and Syria, all aligned against Israel and Western influence. And here's where it gets even more complicated. Just hours before the missile strike, Israeli ministers were reportedly preparing to approve an expansion of their military operations in Gaza. That's after a brief ceasefire fell apart in March. The Gaza offensive has already left more than 50,000 Palestinians dead, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, a figure disputed by Israel but widely reported by international agencies, including the UN. The Houthis have framed their actions as retaliation for those deaths, but by targeting an international airport, they may have crossed a line that could trigger a broader conflict. So, what happens next? Retaliation from Israel is likely. Increased airstrikes in Yemen, especially around the capital Sana'a, could be on the table. But the bigger concern is escalation. Could this trigger a direct confrontation between Israel and Iran? Could U.S. forces in the region be drawn deeper into conflict? The Red Sea shipping crisis is already affecting global trade. Oil prices have been climbing. Insurance premiums for shipping companies are soaring, and commercial aviation is now facing new risks over routes that used to be considered safe. And let's not forget, just a single missile can now grind international travel to a halt, even in a high security zone like Tel Aviv. What does this tell us? That regional conflicts are bleeding into the global system, disrupting travel, trade, and the sense of stability far beyond their borders. What do you think? Will this attack push Israel to expand its war in Gaza and beyond? Or will international pressure hold it back? Drop your thoughts in the comments.